Let's continue here now. Former senior manager in the Public Protector's Office, Reginald Ndou, has told the impeachment hearings of suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane that she had told him she did not want adverse findings in the Vrede Dairy Farm investigations. The setting aside of her Vrede Farm report by the courts forms one of the bases for her current impeachment process. Now let's get the very latest. We are now joined via Zoom by our reporter Bulelani Philip. Bulelani, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Let's talk about Ndou's testimony. I mean, it was a damning testimony that we heard, and an indictment on the suspended Public Protector. Talk to us about what else he had to say.
Well, good afternoon to you, Unati, and to the viewers at home. Well, basically today, Mr. Lufuno Reginald Ndou was actually testifying around some of his experiences in the Vrede Dairy Farm investigation, as well as the compilation of that report. Of course, you'll remember that report in the end was set aside by the courts. But today what he's saying is that at the time of the compilation of the report, he had been given a call by the suspended Public Protector, who had indicated to him that she does not want to have any adverse findings in that particular report. And secondly, what Mr. Ndou was testifying on is to say that the suspended Public Protector had also indicated that one of the lead investigators who was based in the Free State, Advocate Silias, was accused by the Public Protector of being, playing a part in the bidding of the Democratic Alliance, who are the people who had actually made a complaint against the actual complaint of the Vrede Dairy Farm. So, in essence, he's trying to actually project the Public Protector as somebody who tried to steer the investigation in a particular direction. But of course, a short while ago, the legal counsel for the Public Protector, Advocate Dalempo, actually saying that the Public Protector will come before the commission to actually dispute those allegations, again calling on another report that is alleged to have been revised by the Public Protector and some of the senior officials as a phantom report that does not exist. And Mr. Ndou, also under cross-examination, did say that he is not aware of the report that was actually testified on earlier by one of the witnesses, Mr. Spelo Samuel.
But talk to us about the timings of these proceedings. I mean, there is a concern now whether or not the inquiry will actually stick to the allocated timelines and timeframes, just given the length of or the number of witnesses, that are expected, especially when you consider that, the Public Protector's legal team has also indicated that it will probably most likely recall some of those witnesses that have already testified. Just talk to us about the next steps.
Well, the committee has to actually revise the program on an ongoing basis, given that some of the witnesses that had been called earlier had actually taken more time on the stand than anticipated. And therefore, it means that the time that has been lost as a result of that has to be factored in going forward. Secondly, is that the application that has been made by the lawyers of Advocate Mkhwebane to actually recall two witnesses, that is the former SARS executives, Mr. Ivan Pillay and Mr. Johan van Logenbeck, has been turned down. But at this stage, it remains unclear whether the lawyers of the Public Protector will actually seek other legal remedies to actually ensure or enforce that those two witnesses that they wanted to come before the inquiry are called or not. Secondly, the other application that was brought by the lawyers of the suspended Public Protector is to try and subpoena or summons the President Cyril Ramaphosa to come and appear in this inquiry on allegations that he had actually labeled the suspended Public Protector with criminal and impeachable allegations, and they want him actually to come and testify, not necessarily as the president of the country, but as an ordinary citizen that must assist in this inquiry. And of course, what they have said is that the sequencing of their witnesses is going to be determined by the answer to that question by the president. And of course, given that the committee has actually actually decline that request to call the president or to summons the president, it means that now the threat that has been raised even before by the legal team of the suspended public protector can go either way, because they've indicated that they want to take this matter on a legal challenge. So we don't know exactly when that and in what form that kind of legal challenge will take. And lastly, the committee had also requested that the lawyers of the suspended public protector must submit the list of the witnesses that they intend to call before this inquiry, so that those people can be actually factored in the revised program going forward. So at the moment, we're not quite sure how long this process is going to take, but in terms of the original motion, it had been anticipated that it will be concluded by the end of next month. Whether that will happen, we really don't know at this stage, Unati.
All right, Bulelani Philip, thank you so much for that update. Let's leave it there for now.